I welcome you all in the subject Educational Evaluation Theory and Practice. My topic is about curriculum evaluation. Let us define first what a curriculum is. According to Stutsky 2012, curriculum is a plan of action that is aimed at achieving desired goals and objectives. It is a set of learning activities meant to make the learner attain goals as prescribed by the educational system. Generally, it includes the subjects and activities that a given school system is responsible for. Moreover, it defines the environment where certain learning activities take place. Furthermore, curriculum defines what happens in any formal educational institution, and no school or university can exist without it. The concepts governing curriculum are dynamic in nature because of the changes that occur in everyday lives. Let's go to the definitions of curriculum by scholars in the field. Bratt 1980 defines curriculum as a written document that systematically describes goals planned, objectives, content, learning activities, evaluation procedures, and so forth. Schubert 1987 defines curriculum as the contents of a subject, concepts, and tasks to be acquired, planned activities, the desired learning outcomes and experiences, product of culture, and an agenda to reform society. In the same year also, Grandi defines curriculum as a program of activities by both teachers and pupils designed so that pupils will attain so far as possible certain educational and other schooling ends or objectives. Goodlad and Su 1992 defined curriculum as a plan that consists of learning opportunities for a specific time frame and place. A tool that aims to bring about behavior changes in students as a result of planned activities and includes all learning experiences received by students with the guidance of the school. Cronblet 1992 defines curriculum as answering three questions: what knowledge, skills, and values are most worthwhile? Why are they most worthwhile? How should the young acquire them? With the various definitions of curriculum, I can say that it covers all of the experiences that individual learners have in a program of education whose purpose is to achieve broad goals and related specific objectives. Let us proceed to the definitions of evaluation by the different authors. According to Hanna, the process of gathering and interpreted evidence changes in the behavior of all students as they progress through school is called evaluation. Mufat says evaluation is a continuous process and is concerned with then the formal academic achievement of pupils. It is interpreted in the development of the individual in terms of desirable behavioral change, relation of his feeling, thinking, and actions. Goods define evaluation is a process of judging the value or something by certain appraisal. Evaluation is the process of collecting data on a program to determine its value or worth with the aim of deciding whether to adopt, reject, or revise the program. The definition of curriculum evaluation. Worthen and Sander 1987 defined the term as the formal determination of the quality, effectiveness, or value of a program, product, project, process, objective, or curriculum. Ornstein and Hankins 1998 define as a process or cluster of processes that people perform in order together that will enable them to decide whether to accept, change, or eliminate something, the curriculum in general or an educational textbook in particular. Regular evaluation of the total curriculum is necessary to ensure that the written and delivered curriculum is having the desired effect for students. Curriculum evaluation is a necessary and important aspect of any national education system. It provides the basis for curriculum policy decisions, for feedback on continuous curriculum adjustments, and processes of curriculum implementation. The fundamental concerns of curriculum evaluation relate to the following. Number 1, effectiveness and efficiency of translating government education policy into educational practice. Number two, status of curriculum contents and practices in the context of global, national, and local concerns. Three, the achievement of the goals and aims of educational programs. So, students' assessment is an important aspect of curriculum evaluation, which helps to facilitate the understanding of the impact and outcome of education programs. A fundamental measure of the success of any curriculum is the quality of student learning. Knowing the extent to which students have achieved the outcomes specified in the curriculum is fundamental to both improving teaching and evaluating the curriculum. The importance of curriculum evaluation. Curriculum evaluation aims to examine the impact of implemented curriculum on student achievement so that the official curriculum can be revised if necessary and to review teaching and learning processes in the classroom. Curriculum evaluation establishes 1. Specific strengths and weaknesses of a curriculum and its implementation. 2. Critical information for strategic changes and policy decisions. 3. Inputs needed for improved learning and teaching. 4. Indicators for monitoring. Curriculum evaluation may be an internal activity and process conducted by the various units within the education system for their own respective purposes. These units may include national ministries of education, regional education authorities, institutional supervision and reporting systems, Department of Education, schools, and communities. In the Philippines, we have the Department of Education for Basic Education, Commission on Higher Education for Higher Education, Technical Education and Skills Development Authority for vocational courses. Curriculum evaluation may also be external or commissioned review processes. These may be undertaken regularly by special committees or task forces on the curriculum, or they may be research-based studies on the state and effectiveness of various aspects of the curriculum and its implementation. These processes might examine, for example, the effectiveness of curriculum content, existing pedagogies and instructional approaches, teacher training and textbooks, and instructional materials. There are two primary types of evaluations, the formative and summative, that assess academic curriculum for effectiveness. Formative evaluation. A formative type of evaluation assesses the curriculum as it is used. Instead of waiting until the end of the school year to look back on how well the curriculum worked, using a formative evaluation allows you to get feedback on a consistent basis. This is according to the Carnegie Mellon University. This type of evaluation allows educators and administrators to make changes as the school year progresses and adapt the curriculum for different learning styles. Methods for formative evaluation may include collecting student reflection papers after lessons, midterm course evaluations, or reviewing summaries that the students write on instructional units. Unlike formative evaluations that take place on a consistent basis, giving ongoing feedback, the summative type is done at the end of a course or school year or through standardized assessment testing. Summative evaluations measure curricular success by reviewing the outcome against benchmark standards. These are evaluations of learning for accountability and are not necessarily used to boost the educational process. This is according to the educational consultant and learning specialist Judith Dodge on the website Scholastic Teachers. Let us now have the phases and processes of curriculum evaluation. The evaluation process goes through 4 phases: planning, implementation, completion, and dissemination and reporting. Each phase has unique issues, methods, and procedures. The first phase is planning. The relevant questions during evaluation planning and implementation involve determining the feasibility of the evaluation, identifying stakeholders, and specifying short and long-term goals. For example, does the program have the clarity of objectives or transparency in its methods required for evaluation? What criteria were used to determine the need for the program? Questions asked during evaluation planning also should consider the program's conceptual framework or underpinnings. For example, Does a proposed community engaged research program draw on best practices of other programs, including the characteristics of successful research or community partnerships? Is the program gathering information to ensure that it works in the current community context? Defining and identifying stakeholders is a significant component of the planning stage. Stakeholders are people or organizations that have an interest in or could be affected by the curriculum evaluation. They can be people who are involved in program operations, people who are served or affected by the program, or the primary users of the evaluation. The inclusion of stakeholders in an evaluation not only helps build support for the evaluation but also increases its credibility, provides a participatory approach, and supplies the multiple perspectives of participants and partners, and this is according to Rossi et al. 2004. The second phase is implementation, formative and process evaluation. Evaluation during a program's implementation may examine whether the program is successfully recruiting and retaining its intended participants, using training materials that meet standards for accuracy and clarity, maintaining its projected timelines, coordinating efficiently with other ongoing programs and activities, and meeting applicable legal standards. Evaluation during curriculum implementation could be used to inform mid-course corrections to program implementation, the formative evaluation, or to shed light on implementation processes, the process evaluation. For community-engaged initiatives, formative and process evaluation can include evaluation of the process by which partnerships are created and maintained and ultimately succeed in functioning. The third phase is completion, summative, outcome, and impact evaluation. Evaluation may examine its immediate outcomes or long-term impact or summarize its overall performance, including, for example, its efficiency and sustainability. Program evaluation also can determine the extent to which a change in an outcome can be attributed to the program. The last phase is dissemination and reporting. Dissemination of the results of the evaluation requires adequate resources, such as people, time, and money. Finding time to write papers and make presentations may be difficult for community members who have other commitments. By Parker et al. 2005. Although the content and format of reporting may vary depending on the audience, the emphasis should be on full disclosure and a balanced assessment so that the results can be used to strengthen the curriculum. Dissemination of results may also be used for building capacity among stakeholders. Here are again the evaluation phases and processes. First is the planning stage, second, implementation, third, completion, and the last phase is dissemination and reporting. These are other steps in conducting a curriculum evaluation. 1. Identifying primary audiences. 2. Identifying critical issues. 3. Identifying data source. 4. Identifying techniques for collecting data. 5. Identifying established standards and criteria. 6. Identifying techniques. 7. Preparing evaluation report. And 8. Preparing modes of display. In summary, the purpose of curriculum evaluation is to determine whether or not the newly adopted curriculum is producing the intended results and meeting the objectives that it has set forth, and it is an essential component in the process of adopting and implementing any new curriculum in any educational setting. It also gathers data that will help in identifying areas in need of improvement or change. Several parties or stakeholders are also interested in the process and results of curriculum evaluation. Parents are interested because they want to be assured that their children are being provided with a sound, effective education. Teachers are interested because they want to know that what they are teaching in the classroom will effectively help them cover the standards and achieve the results they know parents and administration are expecting. The general public is interested because they need to be sure that their local schools are doing their best to provide solid and effective educational programs for the children in the area. Administrators are interested because they need feedback on the effectiveness of their curricular decisions. Curriculum publishers are interested because they can use the data and feedback from a curriculum evaluation to drive changes and upgrades in the materials they provide. In the end, the goal is always to make sure that students are being provided with the best education possible. Curriculum evaluation is a means of deciding whether or not the chosen curriculum is going to bring the school closer to that goal. Thank you for listening and have a good day.